Boa tarde e bem-vindos a todos. Tonight, I'm not going to be making a big intro. You get the idea. We're in Brazil right now. We're in Sao Paulo for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. The week is getting kicked off. I don't even know what happened in X, but this is the first tier race of the week. So tier 2 is underway. It's, basically the closest championship you're going to get in MRC. And it's looking dry at the moment. But in the meantime, let's introduce whoever is with us tonight. We've got Mark Hodgson. How are you, mate?
I'm good, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, really good. Yourself?
Yeah, good. It was a good day. Tiring, but good.
Absolutely.
Not much practicing has been going on. that's the negative, we'd say, but it doesn't matter. We're all here for fun. So we've already got 7 or 6 cars out on track. Who will be the first one? I think it's going to be. It's going to be. Oh no, it's not him. It might be Moritz. No, it's another car.
Panizza's the first one.
Panizza? Oh, lovely, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going up the hill as it stands, using a bit of energy to get that extra kickstart for the start of his lap as he opens the DRS. Let's follow him around a lap of, Interlagos, Jose Carlos Pache, however you want to name it. You need to take a lot of curb on that turn 2, but careful with turn 1 because that can spin you around very, very easily, whether you're on fresh tyres or on extra warm ones. Brake around the 80 meter mark for this one. You can go flat out, use a bit of energy as well if you can on the way up the hill as you go through the double right-hander here. Try and extend the track as much on the entry here as you go into the long left-hander Pinheirinho. Going uphill, you want to use a little bit of extra energy to gain that bit more time. You need to be really into the inside of this right-hander, the final right-hander of the track. This is a very easy place to spin around these final 2 left-handers if you take too much curb as well on the inside. As he goes up the hill for the final time around this track, really up and down this circuit, very, very roller coaster-ish. He stays to the inside. It's a 108.5. Honestly, that's a really good banker, don't you think?
It really is, absolutely, yeah. What a fantastic banker that is. Oops, sandball's gone round. You're right with that track. You're right about what you said. Turn 1 can spin you down the centre S's, and turn 2 you want to cut as much as you can, but that can easily invalidate you very early on, can't it? And
Freddie's
right,
looking great,
Freddie.
Yeah,
I tell you what, these lap times are really. I'm worried for me in Tier 1. Honestly, I can't do those lap times in qualifying. I really can't. I mean, my setup is okay. I didn't get a chance to practice over the weekend. I wanted to try something different from Friday and X, which was a fantastic format. The two 25% races with a reverse grid. The second race was brilliant. And credit to Baby Hornet, actually, who he's the one who devised it originally, and we ran with it and adapted it, and it was great fun, really good fun, and I think it's going to be here to stay in X. But we got a little bit of wet weather in X, especially. I think we got it a little bit at the end of qualifying, and then we got it in the first race. And this is the thing around here. It's so difficult when it gets that slippery conditions. So how do you find this, Ant? Do you find it a good fun track, or do you find it quite a high downforce? Or how do you feel with setup as well?
Setup is definitely a high downforce track. As Louis gets into P2, just ahead of Panizza. It's a good track, but I always get into arguments because I don't actually enjoy this track on the game. Like in real life, I think it's a brilliant track, but on this game, I just don't know. I don't know if it's the game that I don't like or if it's the track on the game, but I just feel like it's such a stressful track and not in the good sense. Like, I don't feel like there's much fun. It's all down to that DRS straight and the second DRS straight, and in the middle sector, you're just saving up. And to me, it's more strategy than actual racing, so that's how I find this track. Yeah. Otherwise, in real life, chef's kiss. Honestly, it's such a good track. Yeah. As you said, with changing conditions, the rain can make it so good in different. It's a short track, but you can get different sections of the track that get wet or dry, which was kind of what happened in 2008, wasn't it? Before it got absolutely drenched, but but for like 2 or 3 laps, you had that. Oh, should we pit? Should we not pit? And
you do
it makes it very interesting
as well, don't you? Yeah, you're right. Evening, Bergen Monster, Ryan Barber in the chat.
Hello, everybody.
Mr. Red Car Rambo, hello, brother. Mr. Ugoni, he's actually 100% with you in how he feels with the track. Funny enough, is Damiano.
Oh, right.
And I kind of can't really disagree. I think. This is a track everyone does practice, everyone has different setups for, and you're right, I struggle with a bit of setup to where to be. So I think I can't disagree with any of you guys with that one. I think it is a very tough one. It's difficult to... Do you set up for the first sectors? I'm just a bit quicker than Friddy. But yeah, where do you set up for the DRS straights and hold on in that middle sector, or do you really sort of set up to be hooked up in the rear as well? Like you said, you can easily spin the rear.
Oh yeah, you need a solid rear.
Be stable. Yeah, it's a very difficult one. But yes, this is going to be a fun evening, I think. I think there's going to be a lot of racing. There's going to be a lot of wheel-to-wheel action. We've got a few reserves in tonight. G-Star in here. He's actually on a lap, but I think he'll pit because he can't actually set a lap, so I think he'll just be testing himself, getting his eye in for later, which isn't ideal for the two of us.
No, definitely not. We're going to be in a bit of a rush again, trying to get a few laps of practice in for the Tier 1 race. It's going to be a bit stressful.
We will.
Very sweaty championship, that one. As Tyler, back down in P20 currently, is setting his first time. He's a new driver we've got in MRC. So setting his first lap in qualifying on a set of medium tyres, a 10.6. Not the best, but he's got plenty more in him the next time he's going out. As you said, G-Star's on a lap and Jackster's on a lap. Outlap actually. So Laupi is on an invalidated lap. So we've got nobody on a lap currently. As he goes into the pits.
Yeah, I'm just looking at single track. He said his laps on the medium tyres in the pits, setting up his soft tyres, but he did those. I mean, I know he's got a very different setup. He showed me it after Friday, and I was going to try some of it, but didn't get a chance, unfortunately. But a really wild setup, and he was very quick indeed, really, really quick in X. So I'm keeping my eye on the boss man this evening. Monster loves the track, and he's set a good time on a 109.0 in his first run. So good luck for Monster. And I think we've said this before a few times, because of the way that the points are now down to 15th, the MotoGP stuff. It does lend itself to better racing further back as well, which is really, really good fun.
Definitely does, yeah. In each division, we kind of have those drivers in a kind of a no man's land where they are racing, but they're not getting actual rewards for it, and they finish the races in P11, P12, but they don't have anything to show for it. So yeah, now we've got the top 15. I think it's a really good way of differentiating a bit the drivers between each other and showing who is actually consistent in finishing the races and finishing in good positions as well. I
mean, it helps me because I was always 11th and 12th.
Exactly, yeah.
So I've got nearly 5 times as many points as I had all last season already. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving life.
Why didn't we do that before?
I know, exactly.
So Alex goes into P3. He's just under 2/10 away from pole position as it stands. We know he's got really good one-lap pace. Panisa started his lap as well. I think we're going to be following him. Yeah, because in the top 8 drivers, he's the only one on a lap. So let's follow Panizza around. We've also got who is it? It's Moritz. No, he's into the pits. It's who's on a lap. We will be looking at him afterwards. He's not the strongest qualifier, but he does enjoy this track, and he usually doesn't make mistakes. So helps him gain a few positions through whether penalties or just spins for other people.
Absolutely, and he had to be fair, his qualifying has improved quite well this season. He's had a good top 10 qualifying, and he was pretty good actually on Friday. I had a little battle with him right at the end of the second race especially, and he's doing quite well. And you said he does like this track, and you're dead right, he really does. Ryan said in the YouTube that he likes the track. I know he does love it. I was a huge
He loves Brazil.
He just loves Brazil,
He loves
doesn't he?
Senna. We're in the Senna S's, so...
He loves it, and he said, "Yeah, there's you got to watch the tyres a little bit. You're right, you can overheat a little bit." And the uphill right through Ferradura, there's a little dip in the track. You catch out a lot. You're right there because if you lose the rear up there, generally speaking, you're going a one-way course on the inside of the track down the hill, and it can cost you, well, almost a DSQ, and it can cost you 10 seconds while you're trying to get back on the track, a 10-second penalty, not just the massive amount of time that you lose. It's really, really tricky.
Yeah, well, there are several points on this track, as you said, like Turn 1, and Ferradura is one of them as well. Pinheirinho's got not too bad now. It's that third from the end left-hander. It used to be very slippery. It still is kind of slippery, but it's far from being what Ferradura is. Kizasozev run extra wide there at the end of Sector 2. It looks like he's not going to be setting a lap. Oh no, he wasn't setting a lap. He was on 100%. Right. I must have missed that. Bit has invalidated, but he's in P12. So looking good for him as it stands.
Smoltz has also improved to an 8.8, so he's up there just behind his former teammate Nick BT. So the Aston's not really separated by a lot at the moment, once again.
Yeah, they're very closely matched. Very, very closely matched.
Good improvement for single track on your second flying lap on the soft tyres. So it is very, very close. There's a second separating the top 13 drivers at the minute. And just over that is the top 15. So that is really close.
Well, it is a short lap time after all, but we do have a big differential, which is this middle sector. So technical, up and down, left and right. And this is where the real time is. Still in the final corner as well, Jean-Sal. A lot of time can be lost here more than gained. As Nick ran a bit wide there, got the car a bit unsettled, but he's got plenty of energy to go down to the start-finish straight. No, he's going to the pits. Okay. Who do we have on a lap? We've got single track. Whoa.
Slow lap. I don't know if he's going to go and do another run.
He is. Sure. Well, he's on 100% energy right now, so he could be going for another lap. Laupe's going in the pits.
He hasn't put it on, so he's pitted single track.
He's pitted in exactly, yeah. We've got Jackster otherwise. He's on 50 seconds as it stands going into the final sector as just now. So he's a 10th up. That wouldn't improve his position, but he can still end this lap, have a better delta for the next time he sets a lap time. Is he staying out? Yeah, he is staying out. Can he find any more time in this straight? He does find a lot, actually. He goes 5/10 up, so he must have had a big mistake on his other lap in the final corner. So
easy to do if you run that little bit wide, isn't it? If you run wide through Junção, then that exit curve very, very bouncy, and it's off camber, so it sort of sucks you onto the grass, isn't it, and makes the rear very, very twitchy and easy to lose it round there. So you're right. That's one thing I struggled with, funny enough, was on Friday was the pull out of there, just the traction out of it. A lot of people were getting a lot. I'll have a chance round here, and didn't. Armour's nearly a 10th up through the middle sector coming out of Junção, so this could be a little bit improved. Now we're going to see the 1 minute
he's going to the pits.
Sevens. Oh, he's not. He's
not. Sorry.
Is it 7? It is.
Wow,
that's incredible time.
Yeah, he found another 10th just in that corner. So, he's perfected it. Alex is on a lap, and Flatty has invalidated. But who else do we have on a lap? Lower down the order, we've got Tier 3 reserve, CBG Sambal. We've got Louis, who started a lap, but let's stick with Alex, because he's the closest to set a new lap. I think it's not looking too bad as it stands. He's 5/10 down though, so it won't be for this lap. He might go back to the pits right now, put a new set of soft tyres, because he's already got 2 laps on them, so they're not going to be optimal. Yet he goes into the pits. Benitez started, but he's already invalidated, so nothing to show for him. I think we've got Tyler. Yeah, we did say that earlier on. His lap wasn't really representative on the medium tyres, and he's found 2.6 seconds, I think. because he's on a 1 minute 8.0.
Fantastic lap.
That's a very good one,
lap from him. Lovely to see that, especially the new joiner, first race on his debut, putting it into that. That's brilliant to see. Love it. Absolutely love that. So hopefully as well, he'll probably done now, I think, for qualifying, unless he does another lap. But yeah, I think that's a fantastic, great run from him.
He probably still has a bit of fuel left, as you said. He definitely won't have the time to go to the pits and go back out. We're following Flaherty right now, P5. He's the Tier 3 champion from last season. He's gone up, and no, actually he's 6 seconds down, so it won't be for this lap. But yeah, he's taken it in his stride, hasn't he?
He really has, yeah. He's not been put off by the Tier 2 boys. I think he's doing 2 warm-up laps. He's got just enough time, well, yeah, he's got time to do that, so he'll be doing an extra warm-up, which I've started to see that a few people are doing 2 warm-up laps, and sometimes the soft tyres after that, sort of the lighter, he's actually pushing it a little bit actually on this lap, so interesting to see. But yeah, it's interesting that people are tending to do that and then do that cool down lap and a recharge and going again. And it's strange how the tyres react to that. They seem to get a bit quicker, which it sort of goes against my mentality, I'll be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I think when they're fresh out the box, they've got the best grip, but it's almost like once they've been, they use that term in F1, cured, don't they? They put the heat cycle sort of through it and bring them in a bit gentle, and then you can push again. And so you do see that in qualifying a little bit, if you've got the time and you time everything correctly. And Flaherty is a little bit up by just about a tenth through the middle sector, so we need to see how he gets on. He could put him back up into maybe third unless he's nailed Junkow.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. It's a 1.5 tenth improvement, so up to P4. We've got Freddie as well coming up to the final sector. He's 1.3 tenths up. Excuse me. Going up the hill, plenty of energy left to gain. So it really can make the difference if you've got that extra 10% in the final sector. Getting probably 5 kilometers per hour. But yeah, it's P3 for him. He improves, but not enough to improve his position. Who else do we have on the lap? We've got Jackster. I'm trying to find out who is the closest. We've got Kiza Sozi, that's good enough, I'd say. But Nick Beatty's ahead. He's got 3/10 improvement, so that could be P8 or something, P8. And we had Kiza Soze improves up to P11 as we've got the session end. Bit will be the next one to cross the line. It's not looking great for him as it stands. He doesn't have much energy. He doesn't improve. We've got another...
Yeah, Monster's half a second down, so he won't be improving, unfortunately, for Monster. So 14th at best for him. Jackster's finished as well. Smith is finished. Sambal's round. He's spun it as well. So I think for those drivers further down, that's that. What about single track? He's on a lap, I think, at this moment in time, and he is improving by just over a quarter of a second. This could be
that's a big
really
improvement.
Good improvement.
That's a very good improvement. That could bring him up to P6, possibly P5 if he finds some extra time.
Yeah, like you said about the extra battery, and he's turned off the overtakers. You do get up to your top speed. It doesn't really work. Third, what an improvement.
Yeah, that's a proper time. Very, very tight at the front here.
Times.
Yeah.
That's half a tenth between second and fourth. That's incredible timing. That's fantastic.
Yep, we were saying that.
C8 and Nick are on exactly the same time as well, in 8th and 9th.
Someone else was on exact times as well earlier on. I think it was Jackson who did the time and got level with Kiza Soze, I think. So, yeah, it's not a rarity on this track to get identical times. Good session by everybody here. Most drivers under the 1 minute 9 mark, and yeah, the only ones who are not are actually reserved drivers from Tier 3 or higher tier drivers who haven't set a lap, or actually Moritz, who hasn't set a lap. So, isn't he on a qualifying ban?
I was just about to check that. That is a very good call.
Yes, someone is. Yeah. I did see something about it earlier on. Okay, so everybody under the 1 minute 9s. So we're expecting everybody from Tier 1 to be under the 1 minute 8s. How do we feel about that?
I'm not happy with it, but what we're going to have. But, I mean, that's fantastic. How close this is fantastic. I mean, we don't yet know, of course, the the weather conditions yet. We've
Very
not
true.
heard it yet. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. I mean, look at the times. That's awesome. Absolutely fantastic.
Yep, let's get through the grid very quickly. We've got Armand and Paulo with Tyler, our newcomer, and Single Track completing the top three. We've got Freddie Olsen, Flaherty, Alex Egerich, Panizza, Louis, Nick BT, Sociopath, Kisa Soze, Airways, Laupi, Monster, Jackster, Bit, Smith, CBG Sambal, G-Star Snipes, and Moritz to round off the grid. It's not often I say this, but I don't think that this qualifying session has been that surprising. I think we've got more or less everybody in their own positions, very close to where they are supposed to be.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is very, very tight at the top there, and you're right. Martin said it's all dry, cloudy as it is. We can see that, but dry. So that's going to throw a little bit in the mix. Some people can get the softs quite a long way here. So it's going to be interesting in terms of, can you get the hard tyres warm? Can you take them as long as you can? 36 laps around here can be quite a long race, but there are good chances of safety cars because some of the walls are very, very close, aren't they, around here as well? Yeah,
definitely. The two I'm thinking of are Ferradura and the final right-hander as well. It's kind of a low grip, just before the hill.
Sorry.
And what was I going to say about that?
Turn 4 you can get turn 4 as well. Because if you hit the inside, you can spin inside and hit that wall on the inside. It's very, very close. But you're right, definitely up the hill. Ferradura is very difficult up there. But yeah, it does throw the strategy out the window a little bit. I mean, will we see people take those hard tyres and do a chance sort of at the end? So that's going to be an interesting one to watch, I think.
As you said, safety cars do take strategies out of the window. But last week, we got a really good example of how a different strategy can still work. Well, you probably need to be fast for it to work anyway, but we got Xtreme. I don't know if you saw that, but in Xtreme,
I did.
Ben, honestly, I just loved it. I mean, like, he humiliated all of us, but I mean, we finally got a different strategy other than a medium hard and soft medium with safety cars and whatever. We got a different strategy, a two-stop strategy working on a 50% race. It's kind of refreshing. It's something we don't really see in this game. We could get them in F123, for example, but yeah, a bit of diversity in the way people can attack the races.
Absolutely, you're right there, and what Ben did at Canada last week was just absolutely incredible, as you said. Made them really work. I think it helped with it being a short pit lane and having the grippier tyres throughout it. But yeah, the way he caught up and went through the pack was just absolutely outrageous. You're right, it is lovely to see a two-stop strategy coming back into play, and we only generally see it, as you say, with a safety car, period. That's the only sort of time. If there's a late safety car, people may pit if they've got the opportunity for a fresh set of tyres, grip towards the end, a little shootout towards the end. But yeah, I think everything does lend itself towards that one-stop strategy. And to be honest, in Canada, I got caught out with it. Because I started on the hard tyres and was going okay, actually. And then that safety car came out perfect for medium tyre runners. So, yeah, I found myself at the back. I mean, I made my way through, got some points, but it was just bad timing. And that's the risk that you can take, starting further back to start on hard tyres, go a bit longer and chance no safety cars, or even the first lap or so, if there's a safety car, it's not too bad. It's when it gets to lap 10, lap 15 or so, that's when it gets a little bit nerve-wracking, I think, when you've done that, because then people are in that pit stop window for the mediums, and they're not going to be out of position or anything, or suffer if there's a safety car, but it is difficult.
Yeah, we currently don't have that many drivers on soft tyres. We did have a bit earlier on, but he's decided to go for medium tyres. We've got G-Star, but he's a higher to reserve, so not that relevant. He's not picking the best strategy. He's picking whatever strategy feels the most fun for him. So, and he's got to pit several times as well, being a higher tier driver. So
yeah, 3 times, isn't it? And not under safety car either.
Yeah, exactly. So, in normal racing conditions, that's basically saying, okay, you're finishing at the back.
Yeah. Absolutely, but G-Star is very quick. That's an interesting split on the tyres. We've only got 4 drivers starting on the hards, and everyone else pretty much on the mediums, apart from G-Star on the softs. But yeah, everyone else going for the standard strategy.
Yep, I'm surprised nobody tried to go for the softs.
Yeah,
it's not the best, but
you can make it work, can't you? I think round here, I'm sure you can. There's 1 or 2 tracks that started to make the softs more of a race tyre. I think Single Track's had a moment with his lobby crash. He's just trying to restart. That's why he's ghosted at the moment.
Oh.
So Single Track, hopefully, I saw it in the in one of the group, the admin. He's got no Wi-Fi. His Wi-Fi's gone off.
Oh. Okay.
Oh no.
Panic Central in Single Track HQ right now, and the McLaren HQ. They're going to be counting on this man down in P16 to bring the points home. As Martin said, there shouldn't be any rain, so it shouldn't be getting soggy. He should be staying a dry biscuit for tonight. And yeah, just to point out, we've got, I think he's the championship leader, I can't remember. I think Armaz's the championship leader, or is it Roddy? I can't remember. Roddy, who isn't here tonight, but Armaz is one of the quickest drivers in the tier. Not necessarily the quickest qualifier, but being at the front, he's going to be trying to check out very quickly. And having Single Track and P3 actually ghosted, that could help him out. Anyway, we'll go on board with Freddy.
Yeah, I think he's struggling, unfortunately, Martin, but we'll wait and see.
We'll go on board with Freddy for this race start and have a bit of a better view about what's happening at the front. So we've got our 5 red lights and we are about to go right now. Okay, so it's a good start from Tyler in P2, and he's going to the inside of the Alpine of Armaz, and he gets the move done. Well, we get a Haas into the inside as well, and Freddy got completely overtaken. He's lost 2 positions. Nick has lost out at the back. So yeah, Tyler creating a 6/10 gap at the race start. Looking good for him as it stands. Who else do we have? We've got Louis making a few positions up into P7, just behind Freddy, who didn't have the best of starts, but he's still up there, so he's not spun around or anything. We've got Jackster at the back. I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, all very, very close in this middle sector. Louis nearly stuck to the rear wing of Freddy Olsen, as we've got a bit of contact between Nick and Louis. Let's see how this pans out in the final corner. Ooh, Nick
just
trying to have a look.
people did ready up early. So I think it's a red flag situation.
It very much could be.
Yeah,
I don't have my phone with me right now, so I don't even know.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately.
Okay, so, well, everybody, this is going to be, red flag situation, so please tune in, I'd say, 10 minutes. By that time, we should have the grid sorted, and we will see you then.
Absolutely, yep.